I think it's at least double what it's been in the past. And as we expected, there's a new militancy in the gay movement, and it's here today.
To each his own, you know. I ain't prejudiced nothing like that. But when they come in the street and messing with normal people, then that's something different.
I'm surprised to see so many women in the parade. That after all, you can recognize the men more or less. But from looking at the women, there must be an awful lot that we don't know about.
I think they're nuts.
Well, we have to fight for what's right on earth, the Christ's rights on earth. And we're here, we want to help the homosexual to live the right way, the way Christ tells, the way of the Bible. We're sympathetic. We understand they have a problem, but we want them to be cured. We don't want them to go on living in sin.
We represent the Human Life Amendment group. We're fighting abortion. Well, I support Anita Bryan, so that's exactly how I feel. I'm not for gay rights.
As far as you can see, honey, it's all the way back there. We got it together this year. No more Dade County for us, honey. No more.
I'm 70 years old, and when I was growing up, I never saw this. And thank God I have no children of this age that would see a thing like this.
Say that we hope we get my rights. That's
yeah,
all
I hope I get right, because I won't go back to the closet. You know, it's like, you know, suicide. It really is.
It feels like it kills you?
Yes, it would kill me. I don't think it would.
I'm getting married, and I don't know if I should get married now.
Yeah.
Really? Today's changed your life that much? It's just really changed my life. I don't know if I should get married now because I don't think I'll have my rights. Are you lesbian?
Yes.
How would you feel if your child came out to be, is it a boy or a girl? A girl. How would you feel if she was a lesbian too?
That's okay. Feels okay.
How do you feel about being here today with her?
Oh, I feel really good about it. I like her being here. It's nice energy, and she's really enjoying it.
Yeah, but even walking around, like you'll notice that ratio of men to women is really, must be 20 to 1 or 20 to 3 or something, because it's just, there are just a lot more men around.
Oh, yeah, I like this parade a lot. There were a lot of spaces in it, and it didn't feel all smashed together. It was like you could pick out different kinds of people, and there were all different kinds of people, teachers and nurses and all kinds of contingents that made me real proud. Yeah, they were standing up and saying what I believe, you know, which is that you have to come out of the closet and you have to stand up and fight, because they're going to kill you anyway, you know, one way or the other. And this way feels a lot better than the other way. We're just cowering away and hiding, and you don't even know who your friends are. And this way, you know who your friends are, you know who your enemies are, but at least the friends are right there, you know. And I like that.
You're very moved by being here?
I am. I really was. I was crying before. I got really turned on by seeing how many people, you know, were brave and weren't cowed by the tremendous amount of repressive things that are coming down in the media and the kind of headlines and things that are making people feel uptight.
Send me no flowers, give me no lines, just let it flow. Thinking what I'm thinking, maybe we could spend some time together, but I can't say, 'cause I don't know if it'll last that long. I don't know if it'll last that long. Well, it's a dizzy sensation that makes me feel like singing, and without consultation I know that soon we'll be winging, flying off to somewhere. Won't you come with me? Send me no flowers, give me no lines, just let it flow. Well, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, maybe we could spend some time together, but I can't say, 'cause I don't know if it'll last that long. I don't know if it'll last that long. Well, it's a dizzy sensation that makes me feel like singing, and without consultation I know that soon we'll be winging, flying off to somewhere. Won't you come with me?
up in the country, but after I was seeing the headlines up there in the newspaper, there was no way that I could stay up there. I had to come down. It really scared me. I talked to my mother. I asked her how she would have voted in Miami. She said she didn't know. She didn't like my little sister sitting on my lap. It makes me really angry. I was thinking of stealing her address book with all my relatives and their friends' names in it and sending them cards. You know a queer too. You know, next time you hear a queer joke. I mean, they could prevent me from seeing my brothers and sisters when they've tried to in the past.
I'm out of the closet everywhere, work, home, everywhere, and it's the finest feeling I've ever had in my life.
Marching for gay rights, I feel like there's a strong connection between third world oppression and gay oppression, poor people in this country. I think we're all feeling the same thing.
I think it's beautiful. It's absolutely marvelous. We have straight people here, we have children here, we have families here, and we have a marvelous show of strength and unity from the gay community.
No, there's the women's contingent, and the motorcycles are going to lead off the front of the women's contingent. There are at least 2 bike clubs. The Dykes on Bikes from the East Bay and from the city are both here, and we're going to be leading off the parade.
When I look into your eyes, I see the whispers and the cries in the silence. You're a woman, I am too, no longer scared to tell you how I love you. Though those moments were apart seem so long, the love we share with each other keeps getting stronger. Now we speak more openly, dropping inhibitions isn't easy. Born with so much deep inside, it's hard to know just who we can confide in. But reflections of the sky sparkling brightly. You're a woman, I am too, no longer scared to tell you how I love you. You're a woman, I am, how I love you. You're a woman, I am, I love you.
I grew up in a small town in northwest Kansas. And because of this location, it was impossible to be gay and be happy. So I got married and had a family and was moderately happy, nothing to get excited about, for 15 and a half years.
Did you have gay friends?
I did, but I didn't know it.
Any lovers?
No, none until after I came out, and that was in 75.
What caused you to come out?
I met a lady and talked with her and was able for the first time in my life to express my feelings without being laughed at or given dirty looks. And I just...
Was this in Kansas still?
No, this was down in Alabama for Army Reserve training.
Oh, wow.
And I also have a brother that is gay, and this helped a lot because I could talk with him. And I finally just decided I can't go on being miserable all my life, so I left my...
What was it that made you most miserable?
I think the lack of any total love. I loved my husband, but I wasn't in love with him. And I don't think I was ever in love until I met this one.
When did you meet Charlie?
In 1975, the same year I came out, just a few months later. And we've been together ever since.
Oh, far out. How'd you meet?
At a bar in Wichita. And
you met in Wichita?
Yes, I left the town I was raised in and left my husband and moved to Wichita.
What was it like to be gay in Wichita?
More freedom than most places in Kansas, but still very suppressed.
Doesn't sound like much.
No, it wasn't much. And if your employers found out you were gay, you lost your jobs.
Did you lose yours ever for being gay?
Yes, I lost several jobs for being gay. She's lost
repeat
jobs.
that question, okay? Did you ever lose your job for being gay?
Yes, I did. Several of them. If they didn't actually come right out and say, you're gay and we don't want you, they would ask me if I was gay and I would say yes, and then they would just make the work so totally miserable that I would have to quit.
Sounds awful.
It was.
Yeah.
And we decided that we had to have more freedom to be ourselves, and we came to San Francisco.
You two came together to San Francisco?
Sold everything we owned. Wow. Come out here with $18 in our pocket and 2 suitcases.
Wow. That takes a lot of courage. Get the
Other marches? The first march that I remember ever doing was Mattachine Society. There were only 4 women at that.
4 women, wow.
And the stipulations for the march were that we must not appear gay. We must, the men must wear business suits and the women must wear dresses and shoes.
What was the spectators' reaction to that march?
It was a mixture of hostility or indifference.
Here's the story. When I was 4 years old, I used to put blocks in my socks because I always wanted to wear high heels.
My feeling is about drag, it's degrading to women. And I don't pretend to understand what motivates the men to do that, but I know that the whole society mocks women at the same time that it pushes them into that role. And I think that there are women still all over the country, all over the world, suffering from trying to be that stereotype and being taught continually that that's what they're to be. And then to see men just getting off on it and knowing that they're not stuck with the oppression that goes with it, that they're just having a good time, they can take off their dress and their makeup and just be free of that role. It's really, to me, it's a very, very heavy issue.
Really, I haven't taken any time to deal with drag queens or men who are into drag because I find it offensive. I like outrageousness, you know, like I like punk rock and I like crazy things, but I'm a punk rock freak. But drag is somewhat offensive to me. When I see men dressed up as Anita Bryant lookalikes, and which is what they're doing most of the time in a very offensive way, because there's no description for womanhood in my mind.
It makes me angry to see gay people not coming together and hiding, fighting amongst themselves whenever they're in an organized group.
Do you think that's happening today?
Well, no, I think what's been happening recently is probably going to cause a lot of solidarity with the gay people. And it's going to help a lot of straight people to realize that we're not all in the closet and that we are here, we're a viable part of the community, and we're in all aspects of the community. We can't just sit back and expect other people to accept us. We've got to let it be known that we're here, and we're not going to change.
How long have you been out?
A couple of years now. At age 33, I finally ran into an old friend of mine and spent some time with her and couldn't understand what these strange new feelings were, and I suddenly said, oh my God, I think I'm sexually attracted to this woman. And I said, how do I feel about that? I thought about it for a while. I think I feel terrific about that. I think I'll give it a try. And I was scared to death, but being the kind of lady she was, it was a marvelous experience for me, and it opened up a whole new life. Actually, it opened up life to me because I had no idea that this existed in one's life experience. I meant the loving, the caring. I got in touch with my, for the first time in my life, I got in touch with a band. I got in touch with my femininity that I really was not aware that I had. I'd been pretty much androgynous most of my life. I've been married for 4 years. I had an affair for 4 years. But
had you had any relationships with women before you were married?
I had none whatsoever. I'd never entertained the idea of having any relationships with women. I thought it was terrific for other people, but I never thought it applied to me. And when I ran into this old friend from 8 years ago and this happened, I said, my God, you know, I've been missing what happened. But I think being from the South, in a small community, I didn't even know what homosexuality was, so I had absolutely no validation for any feelings that I might have had coming up, like crushes on the gym teacher and that kind of thing. I had no idea.
Does your family know you're gay?
No, I say no. I've never talked to them about it. They think I'm strange and different, but they don't. I don't think they put homosexual or lesbian or gay person on me yet.
I'm on the Jean Julian Defense Committee, and we're trying to familiarize people with the case, and we've been selling food to raise money for her legal fees.
Tell us a little bit about Jean Julian's case.
Jean Julian is a lesbian mother from Oakland, and her husband has recently taken her children away. She's had a trial, and an appeal has gone in already, and the judge has dismissed both summarily without reading it and has put gag orders on the whole case. So the appeal is now going to the Supreme Court, and we're trying to help her raise $12,000 for a defense.
How much money have you raised today, do you know?
Over 1,000.
We're representing all the women that can't afford to be here because we feel that there are millions of lesbian women that are really locked at home, independent relationships with men, you know, because they depend on them for money, and so they can't come out, you know, to a parade like this.
Do you think that there are a lot of lesbian mothers who are afraid to come out because their children will be taken away from them?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think the whole Save Our Children campaign has been a real attack on lesbian women and on lesbian mothers, you know, real attempt to push us back into the home and force us to choose between being lesbian and having children at all.
How do you feel about the word dyke?
Dyke, I don't like it. Walking down the street, I heard some women even say, hey, yeah, right on, beautiful dykes. I don't like the word. I won't respond to it. I'm a woman.
What do you think about the word dyke?
Dyke? I like dykes. I'm a dyke.
And do you think people use that word negatively?
I don't.
Do you?
No, I don't. I like the...
Now there's your story. Okay, somebody fell in love with me when I was 18. A woman did. But I didn't actually come out till I was 21, almost 22.
Well, I guess because I became intensely interested, I was very curious about having sex with women.
And that yet back east, especially women are into the male-female dichotomy, and so that was even harder because I knew what I wanted, but it was mostly in West Coast terms, but I was still stuck on the East Coast at that time.
At first I was really curious and excited, and then I got very freaked out. And I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and I didn't know anybody at all. I mean, I didn't know anybody that was gay. And so I was very freaked out about me being gay. Like, I just could not see a future in it at all.
That came out for women, and that blew sky high, and so I had to find my own reasons for being here. And California just means a lot to me as a person.
Then, I don't know, I was also very curious as well as being very sympathetic. So one time I asked her, Ann, well, tell me, what's it like to make love with a woman? And she said, well, you know, I can't tell you what that's like. You can only find that out. And I went, ah!
This is 3 lovers later, and no, my lover, due to economic whatever, is working in Bakersfield for the summer.
A couple of weeks later, this friend of mine and her lover asked me if I wanted to sleep with them, and I was married at the time to a man.
Really difficult because they're into roles, and that was some of my hang-up is that I'm not into roles, and being gay for me is a whole political power type situation.
I don't really know how to talk about what it's like. I guess it's like to love. I mean, the woman that I'm involved with right now, I guess, I don't know why I love her, but I do.
She loves me, wants to give and take care of me. Well, I found you, the one who says she needs me. I'll take care of you. I found you. You were right here all the time. I found you. How could I have been so blind? Why don't you stay a while? Make me smile. Feels so good to love again, to love again. I found you, and I'm gonna let you know that I need you. I'm gonna let it show. It's time for us, it's our turn, baby, let's let the fire burn. Feels so good to love again, to love again. This love that's left side of me waiting. Never a hint of a dream in the making. She awoke, I believe she's gone astray. No use to stop her, let love have a way. I found you, the one who
came because I'm proud of being gay, and I wanted to let people know that. And I thought the more of us, I mean, I knew also it was going to be incredible high. I mean, there's no way that you can see this many gay people together ever any other time of the year. And it's such a freeing thing, because, you know, usually you walk around, you can be gay, but, you know, most people don't know you are, and if they know you are, you assume that they hate you for it. And here you can walk around and people love you for it, you know, and you can love them for it. Well, the straight people here are for gay rights, and a lot of them are our friends in some ways, you know, I mean, like, they're not afraid. In some ways, of course, they don't have to be as afraid as gay people do, because they aren't going to get it. I'm digging the fact that this is the first time I've ever been with this many men, and I have not been afraid, and I have not been hassled. And to be able to be out in the streets with this many people and not be afraid of them, physically or mentally, you know, is just, it's never happened to me before in my life, except maybe at the lesbian conference, but that was with women, right? And this is like being in the real world, the whole real world, and not having to be separate, and being able to be yourself. You can't beat it.
For the straight folks who don't mind gays but wish they weren't so blatant. You know, some people got a lot of nerve. Sometimes I don't believe the things I see and hear. Have you met the woman who's shocked by two women kissing and in the same breath tells you that she's pregnant? But gays shouldn't be blatant. Or this straight couple sits next to you in a movie and you can't hear the dialogue because of the sound effects. But gays shouldn't be blatant. And the woman in your office spends your whole lunch hour talking about her new bikini drawers and how much her husband likes them. But gays shouldn't be blatant. Or the hip chick in your class rattling a mile a minute while you're trying to get stoned in the john about the camping trip she took with her musician boyfriend. But gays shouldn't be blatant. You go in a public bathroom and all over the walls there's John loves Mary, Janice did Richard, Pepe loves Dolores, etc. But gays shouldn't be blatant. Or you go to an amusement park and there's a tunnel of love and pictures of straights painted on the front and grinning couples coming in and out, but gays shouldn't be blatant. The fact is, blatant heterosexuals are all over the place. Supermarkets, movies, at work, in church, in books, on television every day and night, every place, even in gay bars. And they want gay men and women to go hide in the closets. So to you straight folks, I say, sure, I'll go if you go too, but I'm polite, so after you.
Gay rights now! 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 Gay rights now!
If you could invite one gay person from any period of history, who would you like to see here today?
Well, I wouldn't want to say any one person. I mean, I can think of lots and lots of people that I wish were here. I wish all the Amazons were here that raised so much ruckus. I wish Sappho was here and all her friends, and I wish Diana the Huntress was here, Bessie Smith.
Once in a while, love may come to bring you a smile as you go. For living is all that you have, and loving is all that you know. And I'm so glad that I'm loving you. Where would I be right now? Taking myself as I am is something that I've got to do. But maybe I'd be something more if only I'd met more like you. And I'm so glad that I'm loving you. Well,